Hello. I'd like to add my welcome to those already extended on this first day of the Kennedy Institute of Ethics 50th Anniversary Symposium. My name is Laura Bishop. As an associate teaching professor and the academic program director here at the KIE, I teach and share my passion and knowledge of bioethics, both inside the classroom, in the curricular space, and outside the classroom in co-curricular and extracurricular programming. My focus has been on professional development for high school teachers, for the teaching of bioethics at the secondary school level, in undergraduate teaching and learning in bioethics, and on our International Visiting Researcher program, working with professionals and independent scholars from many different countries. I'll speak to these areas in what follows. The Kennedy Institute was a leader in developing formal education programs, graduating the first PhD in bioethics in 1976, when then Sister Ann Neal finished her doctoral degree in philosophy with a concentration in bioethics. According to a September 2000 article in The Hoya, one of our Georgetown newspapers of record, about Ann Neal's career, as soon as she graduated, she was appointed as the first executive director of the Committee for Human Values, an office that represented the National Conference of Catholic Bishops in the areas of science, technology, and values. In addition to its longstanding focus on graduate education and the type of professional continuing education offered through its annual intensive bioethics course, the KIE has broadened its educational focus both in terms of the range of students, but also in turning its attention to learning outside the classroom. The KIE was a leader in high school bioethics education with a project begun by Dr. Ruth Geyer and Dr. Leroy Walters in 1998, funded through the Greenwall Foundation. That program offered formal interdisciplinary workshops for teachers at Georgetown for several years and piloted regional programs. While the formal workshops for teachers have ended, we continue to support individual teachers as they develop curriculum and lesson plans, or simply search for readings and audiovisual resources. Information specialists at the Bioethics Research Library, along with me, are able to provide topic-specific and general support for teachers. Undergraduate education in bioethics always has been part of the KIE's portfolio through Georgetown's philosophy department. That said, our undergraduate focus has expanded in recent years to include support for an undergraduate student bioethics club, founded in 2013, and a National Bioethics Bowl debate team founded at the same time. We've also developed and received approval for a philosophy and bioethics minor, and we've developed an annual undergraduate bioethics research showcase to honor and recognize scholarship and research by Georgetown's undergraduates in majors across the campus. All of these efforts reflect the interdisciplinary nature of bioethics. The Student Bioethics Club is active on campus with article discussions, dinner and movie viewings, and events to meet with faculty and our international visiting researchers to learn about career possibilities and topics of global concern. The Bioethics Bowl team and the Philosophy and Bioethics minor are both collaborations with the GU Philosophy Department. The team, coached by philosophy graduate students, has placed very well in the national competitions it's entered. KIE faculty both teach courses for the minor and help to advise and identify other relevant courses across the university that allow students to pursue interests within bioethics. For example, they may focus on more environmental concerns, or on theological interests, or may take a more clinical or global focus. Whatever their major, or their major program and their career goals, the minor focuses on relevant bioethics topics and concerns. We've had students in math, biology, Spanish, psychology, those in the School of Foreign Service or the biology of global health majors choose and complete this minor. The annual undergraduate bioethics research showcase welcomes submissions in a variety of categories and formats, including traditional academic papers and posters, but also short stories, art, multimedia, and digital scholarship. This competition invites students to submit work they did within a class to satisfy classroom requirements, or work that they undertook on their own. The showcase usually also has an arts event, a play, or a spoken word program that adds to the campus and community education goal. We just held our 7th showcase a few weeks ago. Finally, our visiting researcher program has been a strong component of the KIE's outward focus and commitment since its earliest days. Our director, Dan Sulmacy, will mention some of our earliest visiting researchers in his remarks later in this symposium. The program is an expression of a desire to learn, to share expertise, and to be engaged with and in communication with colleagues from around the world. We welcome scholars in a range of professions, working on a variety of topics. We found these connections to be always mutually beneficial. We'd welcome any of you attending the symposium to consider application to be a visiting researcher at the Kennedy Institute and its Bioethics Research Library. Visiting researchers come for a sabbatical year, or a few months, or several weeks to work on research projects, including dissertation topics, book or article research. Application should include a current CV, a description of your research project, an outline of the goals for your research, and offer some proposed dates that you'd like to be on campus. The fees charged for the program are small, but the visiting researcher will need to fund all living expenses and including housing and transportation. Connections made through the visiting researcher program and through our annual intensive bioethics course often turn into long-term relationships between the individual scholar, other visiting researchers, faculty mentors, staff, and information specialists at the KIE. These connections around new and emerging concerns and those that address enduring questions central to our lives together as human beings stretch forward and backward in time. French author André Moreau is quoted as saying, "A happy marriage is a long conversation which always seems too short." We are glad that you're now part of the 50-year-long and going strong conversation at the Kennedy Institute that involves a marriage of ideas, deep research, and thoughtful discussion with one another. Thank you, and welcome to the symposium.